You know the drill, right? Work hard for, 50 years, save 10%, invest in your 401k, and then maybe, hopefully, you'll have enough money when you're way too old to really enjoy it. But what if that entire plan is just wrong? Today, we are diving into MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane, a book that says there's a hidden shortcut to wealth that most people just never see.
And that's the big, kind of shocking question at the heart of this whole thing. DeMarco basically argues that all that conventional wisdom, go to school, get a good job, max out your retirement accounts, it's a trap. It's a financial plan that makes you bet your most precious asset, your youth, on a promise that might not even pan out.
And here it is, the problem in a nutshell. The get-rich-slow path delivers what DeMarco calls wealth in a wheelchair. You trade all your vibrant, healthy years for a retirement where, you've got the money, but you don't have the energy or the health to enjoy it. The entire Fastlane idea is built to avoid this exact nightmare scenario.
So you might be wondering, where did this radical idea even come from? Well, it all started with this one-chance encounter that the author, MJ DeMarco, calls the Lamborghini Prophecy. It was a moment, just a minute and a half, that completely rewired his whole understanding of how wealth works.
See, like a lot of us, DeMarco grew up thinking that to be young and rich, you had to be a pro athlete, a famous actor, or some kind of rock star. For just a normal kid, those paths seemed totally out of reach. He had pretty much given up on the dream of being wealthy while he was still young enough to enjoy it. But then one day, he sees his absolute dream car, a Lamborghini, parked right outside an ice cream shop. And the person who gets in isn't some old guy with gray hair. No, it was a young dude, probably not even 25 years old. It didn't compute. It didn't fit the script. He wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't an athlete. So DeMarco did something kind of bold. He just walked right up and asked him, "What do you do for a living?" And that was the answer. Just two simple words that changed absolutely everything. I'm an inventor. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about luck. It was about creation. A huge light bulb just went off in his head. It was actually possible to get rich without being famous. You could literally create your own wealth. But inspiration is one thing. Actually doing it is something else entirely. That one moment of clarity, it was followed by years and years of failure and frustration. The path to the fast lane, it turns out, was not a straight line. It was full of detours and total dead ends. So after college, instead of building his empire, DeMarco was stuck working this whole string of jobs he called Neanderthal jobs just to scrape by. I mean, look at this list. Limo driver, busboy, delivering pizzas and newspapers. It's about as far as you can get from the Lamborghini that sparked this whole thing. He actually ended up moving back into his mom's house. He was deep in debt, and he fell into a really serious depression. One business after another failed. His girlfriend left him. And all the while, his mom's constant plea was just haunting him. Get a job, baby. This was rock bottom, his absolute low point. The breaking point, the real turning point, came during a brutal Chicago blizzard. He's stuck in his limo, he's freezing, he's totally exhausted, and in that moment of just pure desperation, he has what he calls a blizzard of awakening. He makes a promise to himself, right then and there. You cannot live another day like this. He decided to totally change his environment and finally take control. And that one decision led him to pack up and move to Phoenix with just $900 in his pocket and this burning desire to finally make the fast lane work. And this is where he starts to build what he calls his money tree. Okay, this is the key. The whole thing came down to a total shift in his mindset. At first, he was just trading time for money, designing websites for clients. That's the hamster wheel, right? If he didn't work, he didn't get paid. The new model, the money tree, was an automated system, a website that worked for him 24/7 whether he was at his desk or not. This is what it means to divorce your income from your time, and it's what allows for explosive, exponential growth. And the results were, well, they were just staggering. His new system grew like crazy. In some months, his business would profit more than $200,000. And that's not revenue, that's pure profit. In a single month, that is the power of an automated system. So this is what he calls a money tree. It's not a job, it's a business system, an asset that works for you. It produces fruit, that's the income, around the clock, freeing you up to actually live your life. The goal isn't just to make money, it's to build a system that makes money for you. Now, DeMarco's story is incredible for sure, but the real meat here is the framework he developed from it. He says every single one of us is on one of three financial roadmaps, and the one you're on right now,
Well, it dictates your entire destination.
Here's the thing. DeMarco's big argument is that your financial situation isn't some accident. It's the direct result of your roadmap, your core beliefs about money, about wealth, about work. Those beliefs guide your choices, and your choices, well, they create your reality. So if you want a different reality, it's pretty simple. You need to choose a different roadmap.
So here they are, the 3 roadmaps, side by side. First, you've got the sidewalk. The mindset here is live for today, and the destination, sadly, is often poverty. Then you have the slow lane. This is the path most of us are taught. You sacrifice today for tomorrow, your wealth is tied to your job, and your destination is that mediocre retirement we talked about. And finally, you have the fast lane. Here, the focus is all on building a scalable system. The destination isn't just wealth, it's wealth and freedom. And you get it while you're still young.
So ultimately, it really just comes down to a choice. These paths lead to wildly different places. The sidewalk and the slow lane are crowded, for sure. They're paved with conventional wisdom. But the fast lane, that's the road less traveled. And according to DeMarco, it's the only one that leads to extraordinary wealth and freedom in your youth. So, this whole thing really boils down to one question you have to ask yourself. Based on your beliefs, your actions, your whole financial plan, which road are you on right now? And maybe more importantly, is it actually taking you where you truly want to go?